What's going on, people, and welcome back to part 2 of my 3-part series on mastering. If you haven't already, go check out the first episode on my channel, just so you can get a bit of context on what exactly I'm doing here. The first part was about just a basic mastering chain, a good basic mastering chain, and this one is a more simpler one for super beginners, and I'm basically going to show you how you can quote unquote master a track in a matter of seconds, like 2 minutes or something like that. It's important to say that obviously this isn't proper mastering, but it is a quick way that you can master your tracks in terms of loudness, in terms of having it fit in with other songs that are out there, other songs that have been mastered, especially in terms of loudness. And that's not using Lando or any of those online platforms. It's using a plugin called Ozone 8. So I'm not sure if this is the most current up-to-date version of Ozone, but this is the version I've got. I've got Ozone 8. I got it on a sale for about £100, but I have heard, now I'm not telling you to go and do this, but I have heard it's pretty easy to crack. Not telling you to do that. I've purchased this, so if there's any feds watching or anything like that, I bought this with my hard-earned money. But yeah, this is Ozone 8, and it's good for people of all kind of experiences. If you're a beginner, it's really simple to use if you just want to do a quick master on a track. But also, if you know a bit more about audio engineering and mastering, it's got a lot of tools in here that are really useful. But the main tool that we're going to use is this reference feature. And what this reference feature does is it allows you to upload a song of your choice. So the song that I want to use is called No Restarts, and it's by Big Zoo. Yeah, there you go. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. All right. So you load up a track into Ozone, and what it does, I'm going to turn this down as well because it's going to be really loud in comparison to my my undefeated mix. And you can switch between your track that you're working on and any reference you want. So if you're trying to get your song to sound like No Regrets by Big Zoo, you can just switch back and forward while you're mixing and do adjustments. So if it needs more low end, you can just switch back, boost the low end if it needs more compression on the vocals, etc. So I'll show you how that works.
Up like Riddick Bowl, mix Holyfield with no jeweler. Man get wrapped, 2 hands to the whack, man running the flat. Got 2 fights, 2 winners. Get a man down cause fights, no losses.
So you can just quickly switch back and forward. It's really handy. Oh, sorry. It's really useful, really handy. And yeah, it will help take your mixes to the next level, especially if you do reference mixing, which I do a little bit. And I think it's a good thing to do if you're starting out, because the best way to try and get a mix sounding like a certain song is by listening to it, obviously. But that's not really what we're focusing on today. Today we're focusing on mastering, and Ozone has this feature up here called Master Assistant. So if we click that, you have 3 options. You have what you're going for. So our target is it streaming? So what that does is it masters it to the level in which so Spotify, for example, has a cap on how loud songs are allowed to be before you send it to Spotify. So if you want to send it to Spotify, Apple Music, then that's a cool feature you can do. CD, so it can be any loudness, blah blah blah. But what we want to do is reference, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna master, quote unquote, our track and make it sound like whatever our reference is. So our reference is No Restarts. So it's going to listen to No Restarts, and then it's going to make our song, our mix, match that. So whether it needs more low end, it's going to boost the low end. If it needs more high end, and what we're most kind of focused on, loudness. So I'll show you how that works now. You press next, and then you press play on your keyboard, press the space bar.
Up like Riddick Bowl, mix Holyfield with Smoking Joe. What's that? Holy smoke. Travis got 2 wins and KJ got no fights, no losses. Tunde was the first guest on the show. You know that we only sit down with bosses. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi. Master the craft like master knowledge. Inside fighting just like Tyson. Rude, but they don't teach that in college. Money made, glamorous ting. 12 round unanimous ting. Casual fans on the analyst ting. But it ain't KG and Travis's ting. That's undefeated. Undefeated. Undefeated.
Okay, cool. Let's see what it's done. So, like I said in the last video, the kick drum in the beat for Undefeated is super loud. So as you can see here, the first thing it's done is turn down the bass, not by a lot, 1.6 decibels. It's done a little boost there on the high mids, and it's done a little boost there on the highs. It's done nothing in dynamics. This is bypassed, so we can just close that. It's done some dynamic EQing, and the maximizer is what makes it loud. So it's just set the threshold and the ceiling to match no restarts. And yeah, it's as simple as that. And it probably was distorting because of the sound recorder that I'm using doesn't really like a high volume music going into it. But I can assure you it might be because in my ears it is not distorting. Hopefully it's not distorting on the recording. But anyway, so yeah, that is basically it. That is a quick way to get your song loud, to get your song as loud as any song that's out there. You can put a Drake song in there, you can put any song you want, and it will try its hardest to the best of its ability. It's of course nowhere near perfect, but it is really good. And like I said, if you're just trying to get your music out, you're just trying to put it on SoundCloud, just trying to get it on Spotify, send it to your friends, and you just want it to be loud, you don't want to faff around, then this is a great place to start. Ozone 8, guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That has been part 2, how to master your track within seconds. As you saw, that probably took like 30 seconds maybe. And yeah, stay tuned for part 3, where I'm going to kind of combine the two, the mastering chain that I showed you before and Ozone 8. And it's basically the chain that I use, and it's probably the best way to master, I think, that I've discovered so far. Especially if you're doing it all in box, no hardware or anything like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, all of that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Peace.